For the Christiansens, looking back at this home video of 24-year-old Megan triggers painful memories.
She was just a ball of fun. She was very social. She was a good friend to everybody. There wasn't anything Megan would not do for me. When we'd go out, it'd be Megan who kind of was the jokester. You know, she was very outrageous. She was just so much fun.
But now, all of that is gone. A car accident 5 months ago made sure of that.
When you know your daughter's been airlifted, you know it's serious, and her life was just flashing in front of me.
Family members would soon learn Megan was hit head-on as she drove home from work on Highway 151 in Fairfax. Police charged the other motorist with driving drunk. It was 2 days before Thanksgiving. Reports indicate there were 2 cars ahead of Megan that morning. Co-workers who were forced to swerve completely off the road to avoid the oncoming drunk driver. But they had something going for them that Megan didn't as she headed over this hill. Visibility. Megan's friends could do nothing as they watched the entire accident in their rearview mirrors. Megan Christensen would never be the same. The jaws of life freed Megan from her car. She suffered a number of injuries. On life support, she was hooked to a mess of tubes. Her skull, face, and neck were fractured. She had a lacerated spleen, a broken left arm and hand. Her forehead was badly cut. Even worse, Megan had suffered frontal brain damage and would be in a coma for a month.
He took her smile, her laugh, her personality, things you can't buy them, you can't replace it. It's something that you only get once in a lifetime, and he just managed to take all those things away.
He is 21-year-old Brian Beatty, due to face a drunk driving charge and a serious injury by vehicle charge in court later this month.
He's just free to still go out and do whatever he wants, and I don't see how this has really affected his life other than he can't drive at the moment.
This is Beatty's first drunk driving arrest, and there's no evidence that he's driving without a license. But Megan's relatives fear the possibility, and so do repeat offenders.
What if he does it again between the time that it happened and the time that he goes before the judge?
In fact, it happens all too often. Of the 770 drunk driving arrests made in Johnson County, 14% involved the second and third offense or more. In addition, 361 people are charged with driving while barred with a revoked or suspended license. What's worse, police admit they catch only a fraction of the people driving without licenses. These repeat offenders say they know from experience it happens all the time. Meanwhile, Megan has to relearn everything. How do you feel about that?
Makes me mad because he doesn't say he's sorry for what he did. I wish he goes to prison because I have to learn everything.
Bryce Daniels, News Channel 2. Meet Grant and Louie. They're both 38 years old, both recovering alcoholics, and both in treatment for their disease. They're drying out, so to speak, after 9 OWI arrests between the two of them. They admit, back in their drinking days, they just didn't care.
Stop drinking and driving. Once you start drinking, you really don't care what your outcome is.
You don't think about the effects that it has on other people, you know, the people that are on the roadways and your family, and I never thought about that stuff.
But they think about it now and say it tears them up to think what could have happened. Neither Louie nor Grant say they've ever hurt anybody, despite the number of times they say they got behind the wheel, drunk out of their minds.
I figured it out, and I've been getting arrested like once every 2 years. And so the odds are probably 500 to 1 that you're going to get away with it.
say people like Grant and Louie are tough to catch. People who have offended had their licenses yanked a number of times to get them off the streets, but they keep driving anyway. Problem is, police say you can't tell just by looking at a motorist whether or not they have a license, and that makes this situation a catch-22. And it happens all too often. Of the 770 drunk driving arrests made in Johnson County last year, 14% involved the second and third offense or more. 361 people were charged with driving while barred with a revoked or suspended license. And those are just the people who got caught. Grant and Louie say that should be proof enough. The system in place just doesn't work.
Third offense, you know, usually people that have gotten to that point, they need some help.
And they say being put behind bars only secures a short-term fix without really addressing what's wrong. They say going into treatment instead of jail has given them better perspective on their pasts and their futures, as well as what could have been.
I think I'm pretty lucky, but it scares me.
Bryce Daniels, News Channel 2.